So excited to be back. So excited to be back. Welcome to the first episode in the new home of Beyond the Noise. I think that Miss P and Kennedy done moved on up to the east side in a very deluxe apartment in the sky. As a matter of fact, those of you who are not familiar with Miss P, I am no longer familiar with Miss P. She has the corner office, and you have to knock 7 times and have to get an appointment just to say hello. Miss P, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm making it through. This move was interesting. Yeah. Moving to the east side in the deluxe apartment in the sky. People don't tell you what comes along with that.
Like
so yeah,
the actual move.
Yeah.
The trucks and the people and the delays.
All of that.
How'd y'all end up on this side of the world?
It was almost. It was a godsend. It was not. It just kind of fell in our laps, and
so you didn't earn it.
I think
you earned the opportunity.
Earned the opportunity,
but this spot was given to you.
And it actually was. Yeah, that's how it felt. Yeah, it actually was, because the owner of the building said everyone else he rejected. Even it was a construction company that's been in business for years, but he said no. He wanted us.
There it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been good.
So now I'm back here and I feel kind of important. I tried to sit at the end of the table, and Kenny was like, no. We need you to sit up there.
Yeah, sit at the head of the table.
And I wish, as you all know, here with Miss P, I'm here with Kenny, and I wish I could have with me today the round-faced Mexican girl for episode, 50, 60, whatever one this is. But
right.
I assure you she is doing some good in the world.
Always.
She has saved 2 puppies, 1 squirrel, and 7 other cats from drowning in Lake Minnetonka. So this is how this works. I got to give you guys a rundown of where we've been, what's been going on, how much we missed you guys. PE has now been fortunate enough and blessed enough to operate on the south side of the DFW in Mansfield at Fit Tribe Gym. Shout out to Sam and Chris Davis. It's their brainchild. It's actually Sam's brain trust. He is brilliant, and I mean Miss P, brilliant in fitness. But more importantly, he is a servant of the people.
Yeah.
So he is thriving, and he asked me to come along and get in the way a little bit with a little bit of sports performance stuff. So that's what we do over there. We let Sam build the people in service, and we go over there and just pick on people until they let us use their kids and help them get faster. So if you are on the south side of the DFW and you've been hanging out with us for some time and that drive over there to the middle was just a little too far, then you can no longer give me that excuse. We expect to see you. The summer is rolling up. It's a lot of beautiful things going on, and it's time to get ready. Soccer ID camps, football camps are coming up, baseball 5-2 ID camps. There's all kind of stuff going on. So, and the commonality or the common denominator is speed. So let's make sure we get on that side of town and allow us the opportunity to work with you. We're really excited about that. Now, Miss P, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
We had the opportunity to be gifted another place to operate.
Right.
It's in Richland Hills at the Link. And the Link we call Taj Mahal.
Right.
Because it has everything.
Wow.
So, yes, we are going to do some sports performance training and some personal training and things of that nature, but that's not what we're there for.
Right.
And I'm not afraid to try to articulate this. So today's show, we're going to spend quite a bit of time today talking about how to build a community while resurrecting recreational sports using that same community and giving those kids an affordable opportunity within the community by professionals. So shout out to Jason Brown, who was the brainchild behind bringing us in. So you talk about God seeing, and regardless of what a person believes,
right.
Your God is yours, and the Almighty God is the Almighty God, and whatever you believe is what you believe.
Right.
But somebody asked asked the manager of the building, hey, how'd you guys find performance experience? And his reply was, it was a godsend. Now, of course, that's flattering, but this is the story. I was sitting in church, right? Literally, that's the story. the director was sitting in church, and somebody came up to him and said, "Hey, understand you're trying to do some athletic programs over here. You should call Performance Experience."
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I didn't. They're 7.5 miles up the road from us, Miss P. I didn't even know they existed.
Wow.
So we get an email, and you get all kind of emails coming through, and some, it's like personal training for $5, or buy this from us, or whose email is this anyway, kind of stuff. And so you funneling through, and I'm looking, and I'm like, well, hey, Greg, we understand you guys are up the road. We wanted to know if you were interested in running some programs at the link. Now, I thought it was a golf course on the west side of Fort Worth. I really did. So I started looking it up. I saw something with a similar name. Who's trying to come in the house, man? I thought we was moving on up. Is this an apartment complex? But lost my train of thought. What's up, big time? But no, we had a chance to see it. So instead of going all the way to Fort Worth, I found out it was right up the road from us. So I said, hey, well, listen, we'd love to talk to you. Why don't you stop by P? He said, no. I want you to come over here and see what we have. Right. So I know what that means, Miss P, because I used to recruit athletes. And if you really, want them to feel a certain way, you show them all the nice, shiny stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I get over and I'm like, great, so look, I'm going to have to go up the street, make sure everybody else don't burn the building down, and make sure I don't forget my keys on the way out. Right. So I head over there, and it's literally phenomenal. You walk inside, it's got classrooms and TV screens. Wow. And on the right, it's got lockers. And, I mean, you guys have got to come out and see this place. And I'm going to give you all the information before we leave today. But you walk through the hallway, and it's a big basketball court, and you got volleyball, you got a full weight room, and a walking track, the whole nine. So I'm walking around, and he was like, yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to have you guys run programs at the group fitness room. Right. And, and maybe you'll be able to do sports over here. It's just, we want you guys to be as involved as possible. So we're going to close that door, brother. So, but I'm blown away by this, right? So we're walking around, and he says, hey, listen, I want to make sure that you guys have what you need to be able to operate your programs out of here. And I call the homies. Just like you do anything else. When somebody show you something that grandiose, and your vision has been much bigger than exercising certain rooms for years. Right. You call up the people that you've been talking to about the vision. Right. So I call up my man, Bo Springfield. Bo, hey, I need you to come by, man. They done gave us something that I don't know if we can turn away. So he comes and he looks and he's like, all right, G, I see what you're talking about. Right. So I call my man Andre Bruce. I'm like, Dre, I trust you, so I need you to come look at this place because I don't know if it's real. Right. I was so blown away. I went over there about 3 or 4 days in a row and just sat in the parking lot to make sure I wasn't dreaming. Right. That's straight up truth. So I'm paying attention to what's going on, and I'm seeing people come in and out and smiling faces and waving. I haven't done one piece of work yet. We haven't done anything yet. But I keep bringing in the homies. Grace, I need you to come check this out. Right. Eric, I need you to come check this out. Right. So I go back and I meet with Jason, the director, the guy who's giving us this opportunity. And I said, hey, listen, this place is amazing. Right. But I need to understand what you're trying to do. I need to know what your vision is. Right. So, because I don't want to make promises that I can't deliver on. Exactly. And I don't want to undermine the thing you're trying to get accomplished. Right. And what I've learned about adults is that if you ask them the right question and you give them a moment, when you hear this, they about to tell you the truth. Right. So he gave me one of these, Miss P. Oh. You know what, Greg, what I really want to do around here, I want to be able to have volleyball tournaments. I want to be able to help these kids do this, and I want to be able to get them in here. We can get the support they need and have training and have this, that, and the other. Right. And I waited. Now, I was on pins and needles, Miss P. Right. But I waited. I let him finish. And I said, well, what if we told you that we had a plan to do those things? He said, well, I'd like to hear it. I said, no, I want you to see it. So right now, we're in the middle of seeing the plan. So I want anybody who knows me, which you 16 people that are out there listening, one of them ain't even my mama, because she act like she don't know the time every Monday. But mama, I'm on. Get on Facebook. I know daddy on, and he gonna tell you after the show go off. So get on. Somebody call
Right,
my text
right.
my mama and let her know. Okay.
Right.
So we plan to build this community with energy and excitement, and we plan to resurrect recreational youth sports.
Wow.
Recreational youth sports is in a position right now of stagnation. Is that the right word? They're stagnant.
Yeah.
Okay. They're fighting an uphill battle against select sports, and some of it is fair.
Yeah.
It really is. There is a significant difference in the talent level and the speed of the game in multiple sports between a select sport and a rec sport, right? So let me explain a little bit of that so everybody has an understanding of why this is so important, okay? First, I'll explain the two, and then I'll give an example. I'm a product of recreational sports.
Okay.
I'm a product of the Picayune Youth Athletic Association. Shout out to Picayune, Mississippi. Bob Ford, James Carroll, Ronald Woodson, Doug Taylor, R.I.P., Greg Wall Sr., and whoever else I missed, because these guys, they gave me the opportunity to be here today.
Right.
With that said, recreational youth sports used to be a staple in the community where dads actually had the opportunity to learn about the sport or the skill and direct these kids in a manner of discipline, understanding, and then an athletic way.
Right.
And they did it in a manner of drafting kids by watching them try out and then selecting all-stars at the end of a season to go play and represent the association in district, regional, local, state, and national tournaments.
Right.
That is how the Little League World Series is. The Little League World Series used to have regional tournaments through the youth recreational associations, pick the all-stars, put the team together, and rock and roll. Okay? Make sense?
Makes sense.
It's no longer that. It's a place where they take kids that they think aren't good enough to compete at a higher level and see if they are much better than the rest of the competition. And then we've put it together in a manner to where the coaches, and this is not a knock, are volunteers or their dads or they were stuck in that position because somebody said they would coach the team. And 2 days before the season started, he disappeared. So they called the 8th dad on the roster who just happened to pick up the phone and asked him, begged him to coach the 6 games. These things happen. These things are real. So what it does is, you just can't let people in the studio for nothing. What it does is it muddies the waters in instruction. And it gives a facade of inability to compete because of the lower prices. Now, that is what recreational sports has turned into.
Right.
Okay, according to what I said earlier, it used to be a place where you actually had a chance to grow and compete, pick all-stars and go play and represent your city or your town or your state.
Right, right.
Now you have select, okay? Now select, the original design made sense. The original design for select was to take the higher level competitive kids, be able to put them in a club that will allow them to go further than the competition of being 11 or 12 years old. So you get a chance to learn a skill, you get a chance to compete and probably be seen to further that skill.
Right.
That was actually the real design for soccer. That's where the ID camps came about, and they would get these coaches overseas, and they would be able to do skills training and prepare them for these national tournaments where these other coaches would come out, scout, and give them a chance.
Right.
Well, very little of that happens. What select, can't say all of it because that's not fair to all clubs, but what much of it has turned to is the person who can pay the price is selected, and the price is, we'll talk about shortly, is selected, and then the much better athletes are guest players. That's a lot of that, or they're scholarshiped, or they're moved up. So then you get the playing up, playing down, and all the other things that go with it. All of that is cool. The reason I know that because performance experience for years has been the middleman in that. You pay these prices and then you come see us for speed, strength, skill, and all the other things that are hard to provide through those things.
Right.
Okay? So we decided, and my man just showed up, Coach Brent Springfield, and we're going to talk about this in depth.
Hello.
We decided that if we talk to all the right people with the contacts we have, with the business that we've been running, and with the skill instruction we've been given for the past 17 years, if we could tie these associations to these recreational complexes and funnel through a system that is designed for the city to back and get the community behind them, then the sky is the limit at an affordable price.
Right.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
I got my man in here, so I want to jump all the way off the subject because I didn't want to do this without you because we lost a very dear friend of ours. Now, I'm taking a hard left turn, but it's important to know why. He's also a product of recreational sports. Can you put that picture up for me? That young man that you see on the screen, Jamal Powell, was a very dear friend of ours, and he passed last Tuesday from stage 4 colon cancer. Now, it's an interesting thing to see your friend over 23 years and understand who he is, and then see the physical stature of that friend who played high-level college sports, who played high-level professional sports, who was a phenomenal human being, just a big presence, a big heart, a big attitude, and a big spirit, lacked a whole bunch of judgment, saw people for who they were, and believed in his God to the utmost core. To see him physically change, go through a bunch of physical deterioration and pain, yet his spirit shone through his body more than you can even imagine. And to understand, because Bo and I went to go see him every week for weeks on end, for over a year almost. Before coronavirus, I believe. So it was, we would see him all the time, and to see his body change, but his spirit keep sprinting forward and teaching us and showing us things about ourselves that we would not have seen about ourselves had we not had a chance to be with him, is a blessing more people won't have an opportunity to understand. So to the Powell family, Rachel, those 3 beautiful kids, his mama Judy, his brothers, his uncle who I spoke with a few times, who helped us make it through this term logically, and all the homies that would always consistently serve him and his family. Shout out to Sean Worthing, Payne, LT, Springfield. We love and appreciate you, bro. We're gonna miss you, and when we see you, keep that smile, and then make sure you remember to tell your mama to get to that cheese that you missed on that first day that we saw you in school. For everybody who's been there, continue to be there. Let's not just fall into the moment and forget that we need to be consistent in our actions. So, Powell family, you know, you got 2 people that's rocking with you all the way. If you need something, let us know. But shout out, there's a memorial this weekend coming up. On the 24th at SMU. So let's make sure we're fair to the process and be fair to him. Anything you want to say about that, Brent?
Of course. They don't make them like that, all the time. And, a lot of people that you have dealings with in life, you see them have down times, and everything. And so I've known Cheese, and I call him Cheese, and so
you gave him
Jamal,
a nickname.
and and so me and him came in at the same year, and it's amazing. When I got there, it was 2 people I met first, and both of them were from Houston, and one of them was Bird Jones, and he's R.I.P. He's that's my college roommate, that's my boy, and Jamal Powell. and and now he's not with us anymore. And I'm it's a blessing and a curse because he's not in pain, and so but meeting those two guys, and everything before I came in and when I came in and everything would change my life, and because those two men were very energetic, and they both loved people, and so you can just tell it.
Yeah.
And so and just talk about Jamal. He's that, like I told you, he just said it. And the day I met him, and I was helping him move into his dorm room, him and his mom and all that and everything. And we were talking, and and I got to know him a little bit and everything, and then I got to know him well. And he's a very genuine man, and he's a family man, and I would go see him about two times a week at least. I didn't try to overwhelm him, and anything like that. But I would go by and see him, and try to. And it wasn't try to lift his spirits. His spirits was always
up.
And that was the blessing, because I can go over there and understand that, this man is in a bad situation, and whenever I come over, he's smiling, and so that was the thing about that I took from it, and and I miss him.
Yeah.
I do. I miss him, and I miss not talking to him, and I miss not being able to go by and see him, and Rachel, if you're listening out there, and just know that I will always be here. I'm a phone call away, and and tell the kids and tell William he can jump on my back anytime he wants. I'm so, but it's been a somber week, and but on the other side of that,
we got some good news.
He's in a better place.
Yeah.
He's walking golden streets, and no doubt about it in my mind, and and I'm so happy he's not in pain anymore. I'm not happy that he's gone, but I actually am happy that he's not in pain and have to deal with that. And I'm happy for Rachel also, because she was also in a lot of pain. It was hard on her. I saw it, and a lot of people did too, and that you can't forget about that. And so, but but yeah, it's gonna be a good time to go and celebrate his life and everything, and I can't wait for it. I get to see a lot of good friends and everything, and so he was very integral in everybody's life, and he's gonna live through me for a long time, and there's no doubt about it.
Get out! You can't come in here and act like that, man. You So, but yeah, we got to remember the people that's been looking out for us. So, we are here, as I was saying earlier before you had a chance to make it here. Mm-hmm. I got with me Coach Bo Springfield, baseball coach, 6A, and a staple in what we plan to do over there in Richland Hills. We have the opportunity to change the dynamic of youth athletics, and I'm not afraid to say that. I know a lot of people may not understand what we're saying right now, but the key to what it is if we want to lift a community, if we want to build the businesses and the opportunities for the young athletes and students in the community, we have to consistently and continually involve the people there. So what we've learned is if we do less telling and more asking, people tell us exactly what they need. So as a business owner, we went in and said, hey, what are we missing? What don't we see? Ms. P, when we walk into a rec center, we see recreation. You see a game that I just learned, bowl pickleball, that I didn't even know existed, but it's super big in the DFW, and there's some old ladies out there that was just giving me the blues. Made my knees slam together one time when I was trying to get across the court to play. And as they're teaching, they spiking the ball all hard. It's like a mix between volleyball, ping pong, and tennis. It all wrapped in one. So it's actually fun, and you'll get a chance to see. We're actually going to have some prizes during the games for next week when we go to the link. So, Ms. P, don't let me get out of here.
Okay.
Without giving people the information for a scheduler, and then giving people the site. So
not next week,
come out
this week.
Yeah, this week. This
Saturday.
17th, this Saturday. Yeah. why you think I keep the round-faced Mexican girl around? So she can make sure I keep everything on the up and up.
She told me to keep you in check.
You got to, though. You got to. So, Bo, help me help the people understand that our goal, our initiative is to resurrect recreational sports.
100%.
And the way we plan to do it is literally involve the associations and tying our services to the opportunity of the kids at an affordable price.
Yep.
And I want you to help explain in the most neutral way you can, sir, what we mean by tying it together with an affordable price.
Well, when I came here and I heard you talking about the difference between selecting and recreational, and so when you have that kind of dynamic and you have that big of a gap in between those two pay scales, and you're getting the same equality for each scale, I mean, there's something to that. When you are expecting something by paying a maximum price to a product or a service, okay, you should get a maximum service. And when you're taking select sports, you don't get maximum.
Not all the time, you do not.
You do not. And so there's more not than you do.
So let's before we go any further, let's define maximal.
Yeah.
So my definition of maximal, if I'm paying $1,200 for something for 3 months, right?
$2,000.
If I'm paying $2,000 for something for 3 months, right? If I'm paying $2,000, here are my expectations. I expect consistency in what we do. I expect practices to be in the same place at the same times. I expect instruction to be in the same place at the same time. And I expect something ancillary. Now, what I mean by ancillary, some kind of speed or some kind of skill, or maybe give me a bat or maybe some cleats. Like I need something other than a schedule. And in some cases, that's all you get. So it's not maximal. So you may pay, and tell me if I'm off track, Bo, you may pay $2,000 for 2 practices, 5 tournaments, and the opportunity to hit in a cage or
uniform.
In a uniform. But then you got to come see Performance Experience for another $200 a month for group, and then another $700 a month for one-on-one.
Wow.
And then sometimes those same teams, and this is not a knock, I can call out teams, and they've contracted our services for speed, strength, and skill. So after I pay my $2,000, I just ran off another $1,100.
Yeah, it's because you have everybody wants to improve their kid. So you're a parent that you have parents brainwashed, and they've been brainwashed for a while because people come in and sell them a dream, and when you sell that dream that your child is going to be benefit better from this program when they're not getting better from that program that they would get from a rec program the same, that's robbery.
Now,
and and that's no other way to put it.
No other way to put it.
And because when you look at it now, you're paying $2,000 for 3 months. Okay. Now, if I want anything ancillary, anything extra, now that's $100 an hour. Okay. So if I want one-on-one instruction, that's $100 an hour. Okay. So on top of that $2,000. So if you go 2 times a week for one-on-one instruction, now you're
$800 more.
$800 more and whatever, or that's just for that month.
Wow.
Okay, so you're at pretty much $2,400.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
And it's worth it. Like in some spots, like the instruction gives you the opportunity. If you need a faster 40 or you need a higher vertical, spending that $8,000 over 2 years can yield you $108,000. It can have school paid for. I know a wide receiver coach that, in my opinion, Margin Hooks, shout out Margin Hooks, one of the wide receiver instructors. He's one of the best I've ever seen.
What's up, Hook?
One of the best ever, and he has helped order the footsteps of kids getting scholarships D1 all over the nation, right? So every dollar you spend with Hooks is worth it.
Right.
It is. He has the receipts to prove it. A laundry list of top-notch athletes that keep coming back from the NFL and working with him. So it's worth it. We're not talking about the instruction. That's the one that's tying it all together. Yeah. So we don't want people to get upset and frustrated and think we're being hypocritical. Because guess what? Performance experience is going to instruct until they peel the P and the E off the brand. We're going to be in people's face doing what we do. I got some of the best. I got one of the best hitting instructors to my left that you're going to see. And I don't give titles of best, but 9 people, right? Just 9 people. I can call them out. Best in this area, best in this region. I know who they are. I've seen the work.
Right.
So a lot of it is worth it. But to play or the dream. So I just want to talk about the dream a little bit, Bo, and I want you to elaborate on it.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that's being sold, and tell me if I'm wrong, is it's this misnomer that development, you can't win if you're in development. You know, we just want to be able to develop these kids. Well, you can win while developing kids. That's part one. Part two is it's a college dream being sold for a lot of sports at different levels without leading into the systems of how to earn a scholarship. You know, so to be seen is one thing. To be sought after is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you, but I'm looking at you. So we're trying to give people a chance to be looked at, to be sought after.
You forgot it. That's what what you touched on right there. Is because when you're paying that type of money and you're looking at something like that, you're looking for exposure, and you know what kind of exposure am I going to get? Okay, and so when I see exposure as scouts,
Absolutely.
you know who's coming up, what game when I'm playing this game, who's coming out here and watch me? Okay, I've coached select sports. I've done all that, you know, and I mean, and I probably can count on I coached it for 5 years, and I probably can count on 2 hands how many scouts I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah, in 5 years, and that's you talking about, you know, that's probably 100 and some games.
But that's baseball.
That's
right?
baseball.
Yeah.
And so you don't what by that. That's what I mean is when you're looking at that and you're paying money as a parent. And when you go into those buildings and you think you're getting what you're paying for, ask, okay? Because you're not, all right? Because they're actually, I take that back. They're actually giving you what you're paying for, okay? But you think you're getting more.
That is a better statement.
Yes.
They're giving you exactly what you're paying for,
exactly what you're
but you're
paying
going in without the understanding of more.
More.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that more is when you think about, you know, what's the future? Where's my kid going to go? What's he going to gain? You know, who's going to see him? You know, I mean, and so when you think about those things like that, and when you break it down, and you get none of those, you know, and so you've wasted your money. And what did you get out of it? You know, a uniform, games, and you know, no exposure.
So what?
And so
go ahead.
And but you know, and just to touch back on, I'm gonna get off select and just touch on recreation, and just understand that gap. It's like that. You got $150 and you got $2,000.
$150.
$150. Okay.
$2,000.
There's a gap like that. Okay. And so with that gap, all right. I mean, you have so much there that you can close. Okay, with minute prices.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
So let's talk about the gap before we go further. Because in that gap is where you cultivate the community. See, the thing that drew people together in the park on Saturdays was the baseball games at Friendship Park, where I'm from, because the schedule went from 12 to 8 o'clock. The diamonds were full of recreational players that all ended up playing high school. Many of us played in college. Some of us had a chance at the pros. All products of recreational sports, each one of us. Product of recreational sports in the Pirates organization. Okay, so it's not like it didn't have an illustrious history of quality athletes. So how do we fill that gap? We can't let the local athletes feel they have to leave your city or your town to get something that's in your city or your town, right?
But it ain't them. It's mom and daddy.
So it's the misnomer of what you're getting.
It's the brainwash.
Okay, so that's part one. Part two is if the local businesses had an understanding of the necessities of these recreational associations, it could build their local opportunities with services and products. Not only that, if we just ask the parents what they want, which we've spent 2.5 months doing, so these words aren't what we think. Let me say that first and foremost. These words are not what I think, it's not what Bo thinks. This is what the majority of the people that we've sat with, and when I say majority, thousands, that we've sat with and talked to about what they're missing, where they think the gap is, why do they go from this club to that club, and what's the biggest difference? The biggest difference is the pricing for the coaching, because there is some high-level coaches in select sport, period. That is not a joke. And some of those funds go to the coaches. But what if a group of high-level coaches taught parents and volunteers and other people in the local community the basics of coaching at the youngest ages? What if we did that? And what if we gave them a blueprint of efficiency? And what if we allowed the opportunity for extra hitting and extra speed and development fundamentals at an affordable price?
Right.
That's the opportunity they gave us, Ms. P.
No doubt.
That's what we're doing.
But the thing about it is G touched on it earlier, and you can have some. I don't know if he told you the timeline. Okay, 10 years ago, Greg and another one of our friends, Russell Gary, we had tried a community program and everything. We sat down and we put a plan together. We did everything, and everything, and we had a great opportunity.
Epic fail.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I mean, my God.
It was so terrible.
Yeah, and so, but we knew that there was something there. And so we revamped it. Came back. Probably 3-4 years later, we tried it again, and it went a little better.
Tried it with a HOA.
Tried it with HOA.
HOA.
And we got in the door, and everything, and then it wasn't the fit.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Then 3 years ago.
Well, hold up. It wasn't a fit because we came with so much volume. Like we came with a tidal wave of.
It was.
Dude, let's take a step back. You're talking to two people who have a hard time with brakes. Like when we get in the car and hit the gas, something stops the car. We don't really stop it on our own. So it was like the second time we tried it, it was overwhelming experience for everybody that was listening. They were like, whoa, there's no way y'all can do all of that. So we were a little bit hot-headed, and we got a little older, and the flame is down a little bit. So we kind of understood after that. So
yeah, and but 3 years ago we tried it again, and it went well. Greg brought me in, and he's like, I want you to come check this out, whatever, and I was, we had me and Greg talked like, I don't know about this, Greg, whatever, and he saw it, and we talked again, and it didn't work. And everything, and so
it just wouldn't fit.
It wasn't a fit, and so I mean, but God is good, and he's and patience is a virtue, and that's the truth. And if you believe and then you believe in what you're doing, something's gonna come. Mm-hmm. And we so now, I mean, this is like we've it's like looking at the back of my hand. I know exactly what I'm looking at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's to have this blessing and this opportunity in this community to go out there and do what we've been planning on and already had to do. We don't have to create anything. Everything has been created. Everything has been done. And and because of the time and the years and all that and the conversations, me and this man talk all the time. I go over to his house, he come up, whatever. I mean, we sitting there till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning talking,
playing together.
Planning, and and so trying to get this the right way, and
right.
And so we came into this, and we had a recreational opportunity, and I called G. I was up. I'm telling you, Greg took me over to the beach. He said, I need you to come somewhere with me. He said, you need to come check it out.
I told y'all.
And so I go over there, and I'm telling you, we get there, and it was all about program.
Yeah.
I
wanted to build a school. Let's just say it like it is. I was like, we're going to build a school. We're going to come in. We're going to make sure we get these kids, this, that, and the other. I'm building a school. So here go the plan to build a school.
Yeah.
And then this gentleman said something.
Well, then I came in and I said, no. They don't care about your school.
They gave you the school.
They gave you the school.
Mm.
Now, they want you to build a community. This is the community opportunity. And this was 3 weeks ago. Well, almost a month.
It was about a month whenever I let the bulldog out over here. But it was 45 days before that. It was me literally trying to figure out how to build a community.
Wow.
Just going in and asking questions about them. And then he came in and whatever questions I missed, he followed up.
Wow.
So once they gave us instruction on how to build a community, that's what we've been starting doing. Listen, this is one of the most exciting times in my... Kenny, you ever been somewhere and you kind of know all the back doors and trap doors, so you know you can have so much fun, but you don't tell everybody where everything is. You let them go through the experience that you already understand. That's where we are right now. It's almost like...
I've offered something like that before.
Yeah, I like this movie. I'm the only one in the room that's seen it, so I don't want to ruin it. So I'm just mouthing all the answers to myself, and I'm laughing a little bit earlier than everybody else. And other people get a little uncomfortable and frustrated. And like, calm down. I'm telling you the answers right around the corner.
Right.
You know, that's where we're living right now.
Well, because I'll say it. I mean, people would actually look at us like we were crazy. I mean, it's a crazy. It's an outlandish thing because nobody's done it.
Wow.
You know, and and you have to be a little bit crazy to be innovative.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I mean, and that's the thing is innovative, we're trying to be innovative and take this thing that we're doing and blow it up to a thing to where select sports is nothing but obsolete. They have to be gone.
And we're not saying it in a manner to take the kids away. We want the kids to compete at
We
a
want those
recreational
kids.
level at affordable prices.
Yes.
Affordable prices.
Right.
So you get more in volume, in skill, and in understanding for a price that is reasonable and affordable.
Right.
That is what we're doing now. So if you look online, ask people if they don't understand what we're talking about. This was brought to you today by Dirt Food. Dirt Food, coffee, spice. You saw how I threw that commercial in there. Shout out to Miss Nika Blunt. Miss Nika Blunt is doing her thing out there in California. Dirt Food, coffee, spice. She is actually in Amazon, and she has one of the best granolas I have ever had.
I'm a little upset I've never tried it. I mean, I've never gotten any of
Miss
this
Nika,
dirt food.
we got to make sure you send them a fresh bag. It is vegan friendly, vegetarian friendly, all natural, organic products. It is a birth child of hers out of the necessity to alkaline her coffee, and she uses the same ingredients in the coffee spice for the granola. Listen, we got to get you a bag. If you don't know, I need you to go online to Facebook at Dirt Food, at eatdirtfood.com. God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. Miss Nika, shout out. You're doing your thing. Make sure you get my man Bo a bag of Dirt Food coffee spice. Now, Bo, I think it's important for people to really know that recreational sports is a necessity for the young kid trying to get one thing: confidence.
Yep.
Confidence. You can develop confidence on the athletic stage at an affordable price by giving them that one opportunity of skill, that one advantage that the middleman tries to give at a premium price. We're the middleman, so we've given it at a premium price. But when we found that we have a team of professionals that can actually afford this opportunity to these any kid, then why not do it? Why not coach up the coaches? Why not teach them how to prepare their kid? Why not teach them about tackling drills that make parents feel safe? As a matter of fact, ladies, we are inviting, because we will have football teams, both flag and both tackle, and we will teach women how to coach youth football. So any woman out there that is interested in learning how to coach youth football, and they want their baby out there doing their thing, and you understand what the X's and O's are, we will be teaching you that. So you can email me at greg@pe28.com for more information about that. You can email me, and I'll be more than happy to tell you about the women's clinics that we got coming up. What, June or July, bro?
I think it was in July.
Well, the women's clinic's coming up in June or July, so we want to make sure you guys come
I'm
out
excited
and
about that,
understand the
women.
sport.
Just let you know.
So-
just to get y'all educated.
So I want to know out there, if the 7 people that's out there listening, if they played rec sports, if their kids are in rec sports, or if their kids are in select sports, and what do they think the difference is? And include price.
Yeah.
So if price is the only difference, I want to know that. If coaching is the difference, I want to know that. If skill level is the difference, I know the difference. The level of skill is different. It's a high level of skill, without question.
Yeah,
the
well,
coaching is different too, but that's because it evolved to that. It grown into that, and the majority of those kids aren't at that high level. Let's say you got 1,000 kids. The truth is 130 of them are actually high level. They're select caliber if we're doing some real assessing. You know what I mean? If you had a real assessment tool and you looked at height, weight, jumping abilities, change of direction, their accomplishments in the sports, that's the level. So why can't we make the price affordable, coach them up within the city, and then send them out throughout their own local schools, their own local districts, bring some pride to those high schools, and start funneling those kids through those coaches to go get scholarships. There are 7 affluent neighborhoods I know specifically that are doing just that.
Wow.
So why don't we do it everywhere?
Right.
Well, I was just gonna touch on that because it's the basic thing is getting, and I harp on this. G knows that is because I'm big on parents. Okay, because you have your parents that just want to put a kid out there just to get them away, and have them to do something. You know, and just to put them in rec sports and just to keep them involved or whatever. Okay, and so but now that's well and good because you want kids to be outside and playing, and so but every parent out there, there's not a parent, and I would like to talk to you if you are that doesn't want their child to be better than who they are.
No doubt about it.
Okay, and if you are out there, I don't know who you are, but just understand that recreational sports, the way they are modeled and designed right now, is not looking out for the best interest of your kid. And so, but Greg has touched the
It's just a scratch surface.
just the tip of the iceberg here on things that we offer and things that we do, and everything. And it's not about on the field,
At
I mean,
all.
it's a lot of things off the field that we are going to be a part of and that we're going to do, and that's going to grow them as young women and young men, and have them as opportunities to be able to, even if they don't play another baseball, softball, football, whatever sport they are in their life again. Okay, we have programs to build them for life. Things that's gonna make them understand that that what if you were to make it, how to control your finances, things to like how to communicate if you're doing interviews, all that stuff. How to go and talk to coaches that are
Trades,
and
logistics,
trade, all of that.
Coding.
And things. So we're bringing kids in to grow kids to be a better product for America. Okay, because they are the future. I'm a teacher, and so is Greg, and so it's a thing to us to where we have to build them mentally, and not only just physically, because that right there, your physical ability will lose. I mean, you can't play sports forever, I mean, so but you can. This right here is the strongest muscle in the body, okay. And so, and when you can build that up to be like your biceps and your triceps and everything else, you can be pretty productive.
What do they say, Bo? It takes a village to raise a child, right? No, it takes community. It takes community, and I think that we're the fabric of the community is woven by the elders in the community, And I think if we spend some time listening to what they know and paying attention to what the parents want for their kids, then that should be provided. But it takes a community. It takes the people to say, hey, who's listening? This is what we would like. And well, if you would like that, this is how you go about getting it. Listen, what we're trying to, no, what we're doing.
Told you to get rid of that word.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're taking the rec situation and turning it into the thing that parents want for their kids anyway. Opportunity, confidence, and the ability to have one more opportunity for success. If I can go hit the ball a little bit more from somebody who understands how to hit at the same price to go play this sport, and I can still go home and my mom ain't worried about the car note, everybody's happy.
No doubt.
Everybody's happy.
No doubt.
Because now what we've done is we've given the community leaders an opportunity to point us in a direction to lead the kids. We've given the local businesses an opportunity to show what they can provide for the local people. And we've given the parks, the recs, the kids, the parents, an opportunity to see how to grow within their own infrastructure. All we have to do is pay attention and quit saying what we can't do. People thought we was crazy for real. Like, you guys crazy. I don't know how it's gonna happen. We didn't either.
At all.
But it's happening.
But the thing is, and G said it, is, you know, we allowed ourselves this time to humble ourselves. We allowed ourselves this time to understand that we don't know it all.
Right.
We allowed ourselves this time to go in and let people talk and let people tell us, hey, this is what we're missing. This is what we need. We want this. We want that. We need this. We need that. You know, and you know, and that's what makes this world works is wants and needs.
Right.
You know, and which one do you try to satisfy? The only thing you want to satisfy, you can try to satisfy the need. You know, and so, but on the flip side of that, we want to control the wants. Okay, because now the want is anything ancillary, anything that you want to add on, anything, because you know all that type of stuff. You know, I mean, because you got to want to do that if you want to be better. You know, and so it's and with this, you know, we're creating a system. We've created a system to where you have a tier to be able to control who you are and what you want to be as a player and as a person, as athlete, as a human being, you know, as whatever. Okay, and so you know, and whatever tier you want, you have
The service to be provided.
service to be provided.
For example, if you just want to come play, if you just want your uniform, and you want your schedule, and you want your practice opportunities, and you want that coach, then you play.
You can have it.
You can have it at $150 a season. Season is 2.5 to 3 months. That's what I said. Let me finish. I ain't done.
I'll fix my face.
Because people don't really understand. They hear that number, but they don't understand the movement of proper structure and system and volume.
Right.
Okay? So then, let's say you want a little bit of speed. On an extra day, you might play multiple sports, but you want some speed instruction, a foundational look at what we do. And we're talking about $199 for the season. Let's say you want some skill to go with that. Maybe you want an extra day of skill, and you got speed, and you got practice, and you got hitting, and you got your uniform, all the other stuff you pay for. That's about $249 a season that you can break up into payments if you need to. But let's say you want Premier. Now, our Premier is a little different. You got to be selected, and according to your skill level, to be a Premier athlete, you have to be.
We'll start with the All-Stars first.
That's the select process. Like we select you according to your skill and your accomplishment. So we select the All-Stars from that. So, and what that looks like is, for Premier, you're going to get extra things because it's a Premier level, and you pay extra prices, like $400 and something for that season.
Okay.
So
You still saving $1,600.
Exactly.
So people gonna ask how we do it.
Yeah.
We're going to teach people how to coach. We're going to coach them up on systems. We're going to coach them up on practice schedules. We're going to coach them up on tackling or kicking or whatever it is. Because I have a team of professionals who've been doing it for years, coaching, teaching, and explaining. And we have a system of coaches ready to go right now. So when we say We plan on reviving recreational sports. We brought AEDs. We brought defibrillators. We brought all the paramedics. We brought ambulance. We brought everything to spark this thing back up. But we need the people.
Right. Right.
We need the people.
Right.
We need parents to give us a chance.
Yep.
We need athletes to come out and try. We need them to see it. We need them to try not to win and go do what it takes to win. We need them to not worry about being a 6-year-old all-star pulling a sled, but understanding what the game entails. We need people who are interested in having enough integrity to just let their kid try and let professionals teach them. So that's what we're asking you for. We ain't asking for a dime. We ask you for involvement. Okay? So we got to find Grace so she can put the schedule on there. You know what I'm saying? Before it all ends, Gracie, because I know Kenny keep looking at me, and we in a new building, so we got new rules, and I got 5 minutes. I can't be extending my
Yeah,
time.
man, I like the new digs here, Kenny. I mean, I like what y'all did, Ms. P. I love
I
it.
come
I
in here, before I come in here, they get to patting me down. Then I saw the flower girl on the road.
Oh man, I mean, you wasn't in the Zamunda, was you?
I was in Zamunda, dog. It was crazy. It was, I saw Babor walk through.
Oh my goodness.
They moved on up. Then I come in here and he say, I know everything look cool, but we ain't set the TV up yet. Wait, man, what?
You're slacking. What's going on?
we need the involvement of the people. We need them. People out there know us. They know it's difficult to turn your kid over to a situation with a price that sounds affordable like that. I get that. But just know, try it. At least give us a chance to mess it up. Give us a chance to mess it up. You know, at the worst, your kid's gonna be better.
And we have the chance. I mean, and so it's understand that we're hungry. Hey, we're energetic. Hey, we're knowledgeable. We're professionals, and we're going to give you every ounce of everything that we have. And so, there's no way that you're going to say that you didn't get what you paid for. Okay, because even if it is, we're going to make it right.
Every time.
Okay, every time. We turn no kid away. Let's make that statement there. Okay, we turn no kid away.
We got something for all of them.
And everything. Okay, if you think your kid is the worst kid to ever step on a baseball field,
good, bring him on.
Bring him up. Come on, we want him.
him.
Yes, if you can't catch, you better catch him today.
If you got kids that can catch BDs in the dark with the index and the pinky finger, bring it on.
Yes,
we want you to.
Yes, no doubt about it. I mean, we want all of that, but what we really want is support.
April 17th, boy, we need support on April 17th.
We need a lot of support
Come
out
out,
there.
see what
Please
we
come
do.
out. Yes, please come out.
Miss Pete, text Grace, I'll tell her to put the schedule online because I don't know how to do it.
She's working on it. She's
Yeah,
working
man,
on it.
we gotta
Yo,
get
she
it
got
done,
you.
baby.
She got
and
you.
If I got any of them friends on there that's looking, and if you ask me on Sunday, I forgot, you ain't my friend no more.
Oh, she tagged them as well.
Yeah, get them all.
She
Get
got
them
'em
all,
all.
Grace. So we
Yeah.
ain't playing. Y'all better stop playing. I think it's imperative that if we take a step back and we understand what our purpose is, and if we stop complaining about what's not, what they don't have, well, they don't have this, and I gotta go do this, and I gotta do that, and if you don't have this, somebody need to pick that up. You be that somebody. Or give that somebody a chance. They gave us a chance. They done put us in an opportunity to do what we love to do for the people we love to do it for. So in order for us to not mess it up, we literally went out there, Kenny, and just started asking people how not to mess it up. So if people think it won't work, it ain't us. Go talk to the people. They told us how to do it.
Right.
So April 17th, between 10 and 2, I need you to come to the Link Recreational Center. I need you to come see what we're doing. I need you to see what we're doing for your baseball kiddos. Football, we are bringing track back. We are bringing soccer back. We are bringing volleyball back. We are doing it. It is not a doubt. This is not something we hope. There's a plan for it. There are kids ready to go. But we need you guys to see. That way, you keep allowing us to do it. Now, Kenny, keep clock watching. We got about 45 seconds. But what you want to leave them with, baby?
Hey, I love you for the opportunity, G. I appreciate it. And people out there, just understand that you are getting everything that you are going to pay for, okay? And then more, all right? And so when you come and visit on Saturday, okay, and you have any questions, please write them down. Please ask, because we want that. That's going to make us better. That's going to give us a better plan, and hey, we are here to change the landscape of sports. There's no other way to put it, because when you want to do that, because you talk about 1%ers. If you don't know what 1%ers are, 1% of the population becomes a professional athlete. 1% of the population becomes a college athlete. Okay, 1% of the population is a billionaire. Okay, so if you want to be a 1%er, okay, you have to put something into that to be able to get it. And so when you don't have that opportunity and people don't know how to do it and everything, okay, and you want your parents and your mom and dad think that you should be in that position, okay, and you didn't put in the work, mom and dad, look in the mirror, okay, because this is opportunity for you to get your son or daughter to be a 1%er.
At an affordable price.
At an affordable price.
Miss P, what you got for us? Because if you go, then Kenny got to let me go.
Well, what I was going to say is you guys make sure you go check them out. They are two credible gentlemen that can get your kids to where they need to be. And that's with recreational sports. I mean, I remember that as a kid. I went to the YMCA and did softball and cheerleading and track. I was a shot putter at that.
For the cheerleaders, Miss P.
Yeah, I mean, so make sure you go out and check it out because it's bringing it back to where we were as kids. Yeah. And I mean, basically, almost the same price too. Yeah, that's phenomenal. So make sure you check them out. Check them out. Saturday, 17th.
I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I'm super excited for the opportunity. When we was coming up, the goal was the scholarship for the sport. That was the goal. You good enough to play, you gonna go play ball somewhere, we're gonna be shouting you out. The goal was that. And I've been thinking about that for 3 years, believe it or not. And then one night I asked myself, what if the sport was the standard? Like, what if we assessed the sport as the standard? You this height, you this weight, you this fast, you this that. This is where you are. You're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're too much. This is where you are. This is where you need to be. How much time do you have? If we make that the standard and let the life part be the goal, I want to be this through sports. I want to be that because sports taught me how they pay for it. I want to be this because sports forced me to keep my grades up because no pass, no play. So now I have an avenue. So if the sport was the standard, the percentage will go up because the percentage of success will be based in the standard. That's why we have standardized tests.
Yeah.
So what if we treated football in recreation like we do when we judge these players and these kids? If we treated it like we treat them, they may have a chance. If we treated it with the professionalism and the passion that we expect on Monday morning, we might have a chance. Kenny, that's my cue. Appreciate everything you guys have given me. I can't wait to give back to you. We will see you next Monday on Beyond the Notes.
Jill.